And it's only Monday, right? Lone Star Mr. Mom on your country 1039 KGRT.
Time now for your question of the day. Brought to you by the Farmers and Crafts Markets of Las Cruces. Fresh produce, bread, meat, honey, food trucks, handmade art, music, and more. Every Saturday and Wednesday, 8:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. downtown Las Cruces.
That's right. It is time for our question of the day. And our question of the day is basically celebrating the fact that today is National Twinkie Day. That's right. Supposedly celebrating the invention of the Twinkie. And a little history lesson for you. It was invented in 1930 by James Dewar, who managed the Continental Baking Company in Chicago. He got inspiration for a treat after seeing a billboard in St. Louis for shoes called Twinkle Shoes. Twinkies began being sold by Hostess and were originally filled with by hand and made in shortbread pans. So their flavor was banana cream, but they switched to a vanilla cream during World War II. So yeah, Twinkies have been around for a long, long time. Some of you may recall the Green Shrek and Ghostbusters Twinkies from back in the day, and they've also included different flavors like raspberry, orange cream, pumpkin spice. Really surprised that the pumpkin spice Twinkies haven't gone into their own right there. But I can tell you this, it's been a long, long time since I've had a Twinkie. In fact, probably a good 20 years or so, I'm guessing. But the last time I had a Twinkie, I can remember I didn't have anything for lunch. I was going to take a test. This was in college. And I said, you know what? They have Twinkies at the store. So I'm going to stop by there at the little convenience store they had on campus over by, the main part of campus there, and bought a Twinkie thinking I'm going to need the sugar rush for this test. I ate half of it going like, this does not taste like I remember. It's really, sugary. I haven't eaten a lot of sugar sweets in the past few years, but got me thinking though, when was the last time that you had a Twinkie? And for you, was it as good as you remember? Because I remember going through those like crazy, like Twinkies or some of the Hostess stuff. And then, of course, the Little Debbie stuff. We used to have those as snacks all the time when I was a kid. But, they're a little too sweet for me these days for sure. But when was the last time that you had a Twinkie? And was it as good as you remember? Yeah, that's our question of the day for today. Go ahead and let me know your answers. You can call them in. You can text them in 575-523-5478. That's 575-523-KGRT. And, of course, we are live on our social media pages as well. So you can always leave your comments there as well and answer our question of the day today. In honor of National Twinkie Day, supposedly the day that it was invented, I ask you, what was the last time, when was the last time that you had a Twinkie? And was it as good as you remember? Be honest now. For me, not so much. Way too sugary and sweet. But go ahead and let me know your answers for our question of the day, brought to you by the Farmers and Crafts Market of Las Cruces. Okay, all the buttons are pushed, and we are exclusively up on our social media pages. So, all of those treats when I used to have them as a kid, the Twinkies, the cupcakes, the Hostess cupcakes, the chocolate ones, or I think all of those little snacks. I think my favorite, what was it called? It was kind of like a Twinkie, except it was more sandwiched inside instead of filled. What were those? I can't remember. I remember asking a friend of mine to go ahead and get one after we went out at 2:00 in the morning, and I just remember, thank goodness there was no YouTube back then, or anybody had cameras on their phones. All I'm going to say about that. But you eat them these days, and they're just not quite as tasty as I remember. I don't know. It could be just me, but what about you? When was the last time that you had a Twinkie, and was it as good as you remember? Or maybe you had some of the off-brand ones. Did you have a Twonkie? I know that's bad. No, even some of the generic ones I think were tasted a little bit better, but I don't know. It could be just me. Maybe I'm just not used to the sugar because I don't do a lot of sugar. I haven't done a lot of sugar in a long, long, long time. But what about you? When was the last time that you had a Twinkie, and was it as good for you as remember? Or maybe today is a day that you go ahead and try it again and see how it goes. I mean, if you're going to do it, what better day than National Twinkie Day, right? Yeah. So go ahead and let me know your answers. You can call them in. You can text them in 575-523-5478. That's 575-523-KGRT. And, of course, you can also leave your comments down below. And I just got a text right now. It says, I cannot remember 40 plus years ago, must not have been impressed. I agree. You know, sometimes those kids, those things we had as a snacks, and as somebody that was raised in the 80s with all kinds of sweets. I mean, we had pixie sticks, okay? So as a Gen Xer, we survived all of that sugar. I don't think the kids could handle it these days, that's for sure. But yeah, when was the last time that you had a Twinkie? Let me know your answers. And in the meantime, we'll go ahead and take a look and see what's going on in and around the world these days. Oh, did I forget? Nope, I did set that up. Let's see. Joey Chestnut recently dominated a cake eating contest at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa. He easily defeated 4 Tampa Bay Buccaneers players, devoured 10.5 cake slices in 5 minutes. The 4 players ate 9.5. So he beat them by a good slice, which is impressive. Nice to see Joey, you know, branching out in his eating competition stuff. It used to be just the hot dogs. Now he's doing just about everything. I'd hate to see this guy's blood work. Let's see. Uber is pausing its in-car vending machine test. Uber says it will focus on advertising displays instead of observers say this shows a shift from selling snacks to selling ad space, which it does, because you're going to get in your Uber and then you're going to see an ad for something else in there. You know, you just can't avoid these things. Let's see. Nationwide contest recently kicked off to find the most pampered pet in the United States. Oh, I actually had a conversation yesterday about the pampered pets, because Gracie dog was not spoiled. She just liked her bottled water. That's all I'm going to say about that. But yeah, trusted house sitters will give the winner a 1-year premium membership worth $399, but people can enter the contest online. Do you have a very pampered pet? And your kids don't count. That they don't count as pets, okay? Number 1 at the box office for this weekend, not too surprising, Super Mario Galaxy movie cracked the $100 million code. They did $130.9 million domestically. So the film cost $110 million to produce. So it earned back its money just domestically. Overseas, it did another $242.1 million. So a total of $373 million. That is really, really good, you know, considering the next movie was 30.7 with Project Hail Mary. The drama also opened up this weekend, and that was number 3. Hoppers and Reminders of Him round out the top 5. And I don't know, are we getting ready for those summer blockbusters? I know we got some Marvel movies. We got some Spider-Man coming up this year. So I'm excited. I really am, because, you know, I'm a movie person. I love the movie theater. And the more people we get out, it's going to be better. And in fact, I think Joey went out and saw it this weekend. Might get a little bit of a review later on this afternoon. Once again, friends, we are looking for answers for our question of the day. It is National Twinkie Day. And when was the last time that you had a Twinkie? And was it as good as you remember? Yeah. Think about it. Or, I don't know, stop by and get a Twinkie and try it out and see how it goes. But either way, let me know your answers. Once again, you can text those or just leave your comments down below. I love going through the comments later on in the afternoon when we get a lot more people checking it out. So, yeah, let me know your answers for our question of the day. When was the last time you had a Twinkie, and was it as good as you remember? That is our question of the day, brought to you by the Farmers and Crafts Market of Las Cruces.